subscribe to our channel and press the bell icon to never miss a video from LiveLaw.
Hello and welcome to Courts This Week at LiveLaw. The weekly roundup takes you through important legal developments across the country. I'm Sanya and I will be going over some of our top legal news stories in the past week. We'll first touch upon the Supreme Court and then cover the High Courts and other courts. The Supreme Court has held that the Sexual Harassment of Women at Workplace Act was enacted to provide protection against sexual harassment of women at workplace, as well as for the redressal of sexual harassment complaints. It further noted that incidents of sexual harassment at work are antithetical to Articles 14, 15, and 21 of the Constitution. A bench of the Supreme Court ordered Delhi and Rajasthan police to provide protection to an inter-caste marriage couple from the threat of their family members. The couple from Jaipur approached the Supreme Court claiming protection from the family members who were allegedly hostile to their inter-caste marriage. The Supreme Court has held that the central government may accord sanction under the proviso to Section 188 of the Code of Criminal Procedure even after cognizance of offence is taken. In this case, the court had considered whether in respect of a series of offences arising out of the same transaction, some of which were committed within India and some outside India, they could be tried together without the previous sanction of the central government as envisaged in the proviso. The Supreme Court took up the UP government's appeal against Allahabad High Court, which had ordered removal of name and shame banners of anti-CAA protesters who had allegedly committed violence and destroyed property. After hearing both sides, the bench considered it appropriate to refer the matter to a larger bench, subject to the CJI's direction. The Supreme Court has observed that the dismissal of a case by it on the ground of delay in filing or non-filing is not a binding precedent. It was held that a decision unaccompanied by reasons can never be said to be a law declared by the Supreme Court, though it will bind the parties inter se in drawing the curtain on the litigation. The Supreme Court has issued a circular stating that filings in the judicial side should be on A4 papers and has allowed printing on both sides from April 1st onwards. This has been done with a view to bring about uniform use of paper and printing to minimize the consumption of paper and consequently save the environment. The central government has notified new rules under the POCSO Act. These rules lay down, among other things, how compensation must be paid to victims. Significantly, this comes while the top court is monitoring the poor implementation of the POCSO Act by states. The government is getting ready to set up All India Judicial Service by March 2022. According to a proposal submitted by the Law Ministry to the Union Council of Ministers. It is important to note that a petition filed by All India Judges Association seeking directions to the Centre for Holding All India Judicial Service exams has been pending in the Supreme Court since 2015. Adding to the spate of notifications pertaining to the coronavirus scare, the Supreme Court declared that 6 benches instead of the usual strength of 14 shall assemble and take up matters on March 16. In terms of an earlier notification, it was directed that the functioning of the court will be restricted to hear urgent matters only. The Supreme Court has observed that writ jurisdiction of the High Court cannot be invoked to adjudicate the correctness of the allegations in an FIR. It was held that intervention can only be in exceptional cases if the allegations made in the FIR do not disclose any offence at all. Now on to the High Courts and other courts. In a special sitting on Sunday, the Allahabad High Court pulled up state authorities for putting up banners containing photographs and details of persons accused of violence during anti-CAA protests at Lucknow. The bench said that the state action was highly unjust and it was an absolute encroachment on personal liberties of persons concerned. It was against this suo motu action taken by the High Court against which the UP government appealed in the Supreme Court. The Delhi High Court issued notice in a plea seeking action against Sonia Gandhi, Baris Pathan, Kapil Mishra and other politicians for allegedly making hate speeches. The Delhi High Court on Thursday adjourned the hearing of all petitions pertaining to the Delhi riots till March 20th. The batch petitions will now be taken up along with impletement applications on the 20th of March. Vinay Sharma, a death row convict in the 2012 Delhi gang rape and murder case, has sought commutation of his death sentence to that of life imprisonment in terms of sections 432 and 433 of the Code of Criminal Procedure, and has requested the government, that is the Lieutenant Governor, to commute his sentence. All 4 death row convicts in the case are scheduled to be executed on March 20th, 2020 at 5:30. After a Delhi court issued the 4th death warrant against them on March 5th. The Patna High Court held that sending minor girls to protection homes or Nari Niketans in cases of elopement cannot be treated as illegal confinement, giving rise to a remedy under the writ of habeas corpus. The judges observed being merely confined within the 4 walls of a protection home cannot be termed as detention for the purposes of the writ of habeas corpus. The Lucknow bench of Allahabad High Court has issued notice on a plea which has sought availability of copy of the pro forma in which all personal data of citizens will be collected by the authorities for the purpose of updation of NPR. The bench stated, the data collected by residents shall be the foundation for National Register of Indian Citizens, and therefore it would be necessary to have a copy of the pro forma in which all personal data is provided. The Delhi High Court has observed that the issue of mandating use of double-sided A4 pages for filing procedures shall be taken up by the administrative side of the court. It was argued by the petitioner that such a change in the filing procedure just in High Court itself may save approximately 6.7 lakh pages. This will result in saving 80 trees and 67 litres of water in 1 month alone, it was averred. The Delhi High Court on Friday dismissed a plea seeking control on religious conversion through inducement or intimidation. The bench also observed that it was one's personal choice to follow whatever religion they want. After a man approached the High Court of West Bengal stating that usage of the expression Brahma, who is an important part of the Hindu pantheon, with the expression Gopon Komati, which roughly translated to secret act, hurt his religious sentiments. The court held that mere use of the word Brahma with an expression in a hilarious manner cannot lead to such a result that the religious sentiment of anybody can be hurt. It was further stated that Hinduism is a democratic way of life. The Punjab and Haryana High Court directed the state of Punjab not to take coercive steps against Bollywood actress Raveena Tandon, filmmaker Farah Khan and comedian Bharti Singh on their plea seeking quashing of 2 separate FIRs registered against them for allegedly hurting religious sentiments during a web show titled as Backbenchers released by Flipkart. The Karnataka High Court directed the investigating officer probing the sedition case in respect of anti-CAA play staged in Shaheen Education Society in Bidar to file a personal affidavit in response to photographs produced before the court showing presence of policemen in uniform while interrogating the minor students. An additional district judge at Hubli rejected the bail application filed by 3 Kashmiri students arrested on charges of sedition for posting pro-Pakistan videos on social media. The Delhi court on Friday granted bail to 3 members of Popular Front of India, Mohammad Danish, Mohammad Ilyas and Parvez Alam, who were arrested by Delhi police on the allegation that they were involved in the alleged conspiracy behind Delhi riots. Therefore, the court sought a written explanation from the investigating officer for not offering bail to the arrested persons in the station itself. So that's a wrap to this week's episode. If you enjoyed watching this video, please don't forget to like and share our videos and to subscribe to our YouTube channel.
Subscribe to our channel and press the bell icon to never miss a video from LiveLaw.